In this episode, you'll discover how to create more power at the finish using 3 layered drills.
Feel the grip of the oar handle, smooth yet firm in your hands. Taste the salt of your own sweat and the occasional splash of water. It's all part of the journey. Welcome to another episode of Faster Masters Rowing Radio. Each week, our host, Masters rowing coach Rebecca Caro, dives deep into the world of Masters rowing. Whether you're on the water or in the gym, join us to become a faster master. Let's go rowing.
Well, hello everybody. It's great to be back. I'm Rebecca Caro, and today we're building on last week's episode where we discussed progressive catch drills. And this concept of progressive drills where one builds on the next, enables you as an athlete to judge your own skill. It also helps us when we go back to basics to check that we have correctly done each part of the rowing stroke. And then also, if you're rowing with less skilled or more skilled people, you can then take the drill further and everybody gets some benefit from doing it together. So today we're going to talk about stroke power. Now, these are drills that are all part of our recently released Drills Compendium. You can find it on our website. It teaches a whole load of different drills. There are 24 in total, plus some free ebooks I've bundled in for you. One of the reasons that I notice masters rowing and rowing style and technique is really different from youth rowing is in the second half of the power phase. So at the catch, I think technique-wise, most of us are very similar to the way other people row. But where I see our technique significantly differing is in the backswing. Masters tend to row a good leg drive and a good arm draw, but they neglect the backswing. Now, I don't really have a reason for this, except that possibly we haven't been taught how to do it. And today I want to talk about how the backswing is the crucial part. It joins up the leg drive with the arm draw. And so those 3 body parts, we all know we need to use them and we use them in sequence, but how do you ensure that your backswing is adding to the speed of the boat? So let's just start with the basic logic of your power phase. You put the oar in the water at the catch at full compression, you start to drive with your legs. So your boat moves from its lowest speed because it's slowed right down on the recovery. And then you need to accelerate it to its fastest speed, which is the moment of release at the finish. After the legs have started, and say you've used up half your legs, so you're coming close to maybe half slide, you then need to start to layer your backswing, which is the next body part because it goes legs, back and arms. And the backswing needs to overlap with the very end of the leg drive. And then in the same way, your arm draw needs to overlap with your backswing so that you don't have any loss in connection with the tip of the blade. When you lose connection, the boat speed will just drop right off. So learning how to do one part followed by the other without a drop in power is what this drill is going to help you learn. So the first bit is body swing only drill. This is the least intuitive part because as an isolation drill, we very rarely row with only our bodies. How do you do it? You sit with your legs straight and your arms straight. You lean forward to your catch position. So your torso is rotated forwards. Square your blade and do it square blades if you can. Put the blade in the water at full body reach, but obviously your legs are straight. And then swing your back to make an acceleration through the water, and take the oars out of the water before you use your arms. So you leave your arms straight. So you are literally putting the blade in with your at full forward reach, swinging your back, and then just taking the oars out. So it's a really super short part of the stroke. Do it square blades so that there is minimal disruption. You can just do it without having to worrying about squaring and feathering. Self-evidently, if you're on a crew boat, get half the crew to sit the boat level for you. And then try and add a bit of speed, a bit of momentum, a bit more power into this particular part of the stroke. You do that by tightening your tummy muscles and tightening your glutes, your bum. I've said it before, you want to feel like you're holding a fart in so that your bum is tight, your glutes are engaged. And the reason they're so important is because the next part of the drill is body and arms, and your glutes have to stay solid throughout, because the third part of the drill is half slide rowing, where we start to use our legs, and your glutes are the hinge that join your back to your legs. And one of the reasons I think why people drop off in power between the leg drive and the backswing is because they haven't got a connection between the legs and the back, and the glutes provide that connection. If they're not active, you won't be able to carry on the power that you've generated in the leg drive. So once you're rowing at half slide, what should be happening is that you're using obviously a little bit of leg drive, and then you start your backswing. You use a little bit of backswing, and then you start your arm draw. By building up from body swing only, where you're just activating your back, and then adding in the arms, which is a drill that you're used to doing, you've got to feel that the spoon of the blade that's in the water is continuing to accelerate. So your arms have to pick up the speed you've already generated with your back and then move it on further. So when you do this drill, try it first at light pressure, then try it at firm pressure. When you move to firm pressure, your arm draw has to be more dynamic. It's got to be more active because it's got to pick up water that's moving faster than it was when you were rowing at light pressure. And then when you move to half slide rowing, same again. Try it at light pressure, try it at firm pressure, and try and see if your backswing can pick up the acceleration that's already been generated by your leg drive. Now, one way to feel this drill in and the acceleration requirements to keep the boat moving is in a crew boat is to do the drill with maybe one pair and then add in more people progressively. So if you're in a quad, you might start with stern pair, then add in number 2, then add in number bow. In an 8, you might do it stern 4, then add in 3 and 4, then add in bow pair. However, what you will feel as more people join in, and obviously you're carrying less dead weight, is the boat goes faster. You're going to understand that. But then what you have to notice is how your body movements have to change to take account of the fact that the boat's moving faster. So try it light pressure, then try it firm pressure with more people joining in. And as more people join in, you will, if you're not holding on to your puddle and moving it with the speed of the boat and adding to the acceleration, so you can't just go with the speed of the boat because that would just be drifting the blade through the water. You've got to add to that acceleration. You'll feel like you have no pressure on the end of your blade, which will be very different from when you were doing the drill on your own and carrying your crewmates. So that's what you're looking for as you move from body swing only through to body and arms, through to half slide, adding to the speed of the boat every time. Now, these progressive drills are great because they help you to take one little skill and build on it. As I said earlier, there are a lot more power drills available, but this one only addresses one part of the power phase, which is the second half. So from half side to the finish. And if you want to try and make it more difficult, you can do an exaggeration, which is to row half slide and try and finish your legs, your back, and your arms simultaneously. So your leg pressure has to keep suspended, keep pushing on the foot stretcher while you swing your back, while you add your arm draw, so that all three body parts finish at the same time. That's pretty hard to do. But like all of the drills that we construct, one of the bases of our teaching method is to have something that teaches how we row and then makes it harder and harder and harder, so that you can continue to challenge yourself. You can continue to experiment with different ways of making the movement, different feelings. You do need to be very conscious of, what does this feel to me in my body while I am doing this? And then, of course, you can check your experience with your colleagues who are also in the boat. Maybe if you have a coach, with a coach, does that look right? Does it feel, am I getting the right feeling here? Is the effect what you intend? So that this progressive nature means that even the most experienced rowers can go back to basics and check their own understanding, but they can do it alongside less experienced people who are maybe learning this for the first time. As always, when you're doing drills, try and do them at least 3 times in a single outing practice, so that you have a chance to be familiar and then to make better movement where you're more confident with how to do it. Do join the rest of our newsletter subscribers. There are over 7,000 people now who are on our mailing list. You get a complete mix of different things once a week, and we would love for you to join us. Till next time.
We are part of the Rowing Chat Podcast Network. Please tell your fellow rowers about the show. If you've learned just one helpful thing from today's episode, please consider supporting the show for as little as $1 per month by visiting fastermastersrowing.com/podcast.